Hey friends, well, we're live tonight, and yes, it's 11:30 Central Time. It seems like I never get around to being able to go live until it's late in the evening. But just wanted to go live and talk a little bit about something fun I've been working on, something that I want to share with you if you're watching this, and if you're using StreamYard, or maybe you're not using StreamYard. I'll tell you a little bit about what it is, and you can get started with it. It's a great tool to be able to live stream. But StreamYard gives you the ability to create what are called overlays and backgrounds. And I've been experimenting with how to create those in Photoshop, is what I use since I have access to that. A great tool. And I've got some examples. And so I'm offering those out for free. And actually, what you see right now is an example of that. So I am, hold on just a moment. I was trying to go live on Twitch, and that wasn't working, so I had to correct that. So back to what I was saying. Actually, what you see right now is a little festive for the Christmas season. So you'll see my little penguin over there and Santa Claus with Merry Christmas. So I've got a couple of variations. I guess the first thing I'm going to actually do is kind of show you the different looks of the overlays that I'm putting out there for free, tell you how you can get them, and then go from there. But like I mentioned, if you're watching this and you're like, what is this StreamYard? You haven't heard of it yet, you'll actually notice in the bottom corner of the screen here, you'll see a link where you can get signed up for StreamYard for free. And I won't go into all the details of that, but the free plan is actually quite capable. You may find yourself wanting a paid plan at some point, but start out with the free plan, and I'm sure you'll go from there. So strammel.info/StreamYard. So what you're seeing here is an overlay. This is basically what I'm offering for free, is the ability to change all these links that you see. So the link that you see up in the top right and left corner and the bottom right corner, you can actually change those. The where it shows the Instagram icon there and my Instagram handle, I've got the ability for you to change that and put your Facebook icon and your Facebook handle on there as well. And for those that don't have Photoshop, really amazing thing, and I didn't know about this until Nick Nimmin did a video about it, but there's a web-based tool called photopea.com, and that will allow you to actually bring in a Photoshop file, and you can make adjustments. So if you don't have Photoshop, I've tested it. The Photoshop file that I'm going to be giving you, that's a part of this free download, you'll be able to upload that and turn on and off layers that you may not want, change the links. Not again, with turning off layers, you don't want to show all those links. So this is the quote unquote, I guess, concrete theme. You'll kind of notice this concrete look. And let me show you. I'm going to give you a couple of more examples, or a little bit more insight into how this all works. So again, right now you're seeing kind of the Christmas look, and I'm going to show you I'm going to actually make me small and show you the screen, and I'm going to turn on something here so you'll know the link. So if you actually want to go and get the this free overlay, you actually get two of them. You get the Christmas themed version and then the non-Christmas version. I think I put it in two. Technically, I could have fixed it to where you could just turn off those layers, but nonetheless, I've also included a PNG of what the overlay would look like, so you could get kind of a visual without having to go to Photopea or go into Photoshop to see it. I've saved off that. I've also saved off a background. The fonts that are needed are out there, and a README file. So definitely take a look at the README file. But yeah, if you go to strammel.com/SY OVL. Then you do have to sign up, give me your email, and once you verify your email address, it'll automatically download, give you the option to automatically download a zip file, and off you'll go. So I've spent several hours on this. Hopefully you'll find value in it. So let's now switch to the basically the same overlay, but without the Christmas kind of stuff. So there you can see what it would look like with without my little Christmas treat on there. But I actually like it, so I'm going to go back. But here in just a moment, I will show you some other variations that I've worked on. They're not a part of the what I've included free, but they're really just variations of that. And I'll be doing more with these overlays and going into a much longer video on how I approached creating these. But I learned a lot actually as I was going through the process, ways to streamline things, ways to make it more flexible, ways to make one Photoshop template, if you will, more versatile, where I don't have to create a new Photoshop file every time. But here's another example, very, very similar, but I'll turn off this ticker for a while so you can see the full effect of it. So I got the ticker off. If I go to just me here, you'll see how it looks there. I've got a couple of other variations. Here's one other variation, more pastel-y or whatever color, some kind of purple, kind of cool. But general theme here is, providing some links, some branding. You could put your website there, of course, instead. I would also encourage you, if you're not using royalty-free music right now, obviously there's some options out there that are truly free where you don't have to pay anything, but I use Soundstripe and I love it. You can go try that out for free as well. So I would encourage you to go check that out, go try that out. Here's another example of another overlay. And again, as you can see, the general theme here is kind of this section at the top and the bottom for your links. So I'm going to go back to my nice little Christmas theme. Back one more time to show you, here's what it would look like in just showing the screen of the web address. So you can go there and get it. Here I am in a small box. So that's about it as far as the overlays. Trying to think what else I wanted to talk about. I think that's mostly it. But if you've got questions, if you've got things that you're curious about, then by all means, let me know. I guess the one thing I would say, which I've also included that here, if you're not using ConvertKit, I highly recommend that you use ConvertKit as a way to begin to build and manage an email list. I think an email list is one of the most valuable things you could use as an entrepreneur, as a coach, as a consultant, as a creator, whatever it is that you kind of do, whatever your thing is. And ConvertKit, by the way, is what I'm using for this landing page that I'm asking you to go to be able to sign up to get the free overlay. ConvertKit, this is not a commercial for ConvertKit, but I almost always talk about it when I go live because I talk about technology and it's such an amazing tool. I think over 100 people have signed up for the free plan, based on my recommendation. It's, I think, now closer to 200. So ConvertKit is popular with a lot of the people that I've that are in my one community or another that I'm involved with. But if you go to strammel.info/ConvertKit, you can sign up for a free account. You'll be able to manage up to 1,000 subscribers, send broadcast emails, tag your users, create segments. Really, you get to do a lot. the one thing that you can't do with the free plan is automations and sequences, but I used it for quite a while before I ever graduated to that. But I would highly recommend ConvertKit. Again, you can pause this video at some point in time if you want to capture this link, write it down, or it's in the description as well. So you should be able to just click on it or cut and paste. But go get the free overlays. Again, there's a background, as I mentioned. I've focused on the single camera and then also, in other words, single presenter, or well, it's almost always, I guess, a single presenter, but the one person presenting. And then I've also, this overlay really works just as well when you've got two people as a part of the live stream. Now, if you start having 3 and 4 and 5 guests, there are overlays that are specific to that, but I've not really gone to that depth. I think that the overlay approach that I've taken covers most people probably for 90+%. My approach here is fairly minimalistic, so I'm liking how this is shaping up for me, but I will be experimenting more. You can expect that there'll be more free overlays coming out. I would suggest that you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and turn on notification. I've just pulled up the link there, strammel.info/YouTube, and subscribe, turn on notifications. I am going to sometimes basically only go there, only go live, only announce my freebie, if you will, in that on that channel, just so I can, quite honestly, so I can grow that. I'm trying to grow my reach in a number of different areas. So yeah, you get value, I get value. I think everyone wins with that. So come on over and subscribe, click on notifications for YouTube. Now that my YouTube channel right now is a hodgepodge of different things. I'm sure as that channel grows, I will probably niche down, as they say, some, but I'm experimenting some, a lot of different things. I'm at 231. I'm pushing hard to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you're watching this and you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I know that you'll get some value out of it. So come on over and come join me there. Enough about YouTube. So I think we're going to end this. I'm going to, as I mentioned, go live later with a more in-depth video on how I've approached creating these overlays. I would ask that you share this with your friends, with others that might be looking to take advantage of a free resource to get started. I know a lot of people ask for dimensions and all of that, and it seems to be a closely held secret, and it's really just trial and error. I will say, if anyone from StreamYard is watching this, it would be great if they would give us the XY coordinates, if you will, of the different screens, of the different layouts for 2 guests, 3 guests, 4 guests, up to 10, so that those that are wanting to do things on their own, or those that want to be able to do this for others, that it's easier. So I know that there's going to be people out there that want to be completely able to do things on their own, and I get that. And then there are those that their time is more valuable, and they want to be able to just take advantage of what others have figured out and pay something to have it done. I know Nick Nimmin has a website out there with some templates. From what I've seen, they're top notch. So I think we will be offering some a premium approach, if you will, at some point. But right now, we've got some free options, and I think that they're good enough that someone could start using them right away, just like I am. I mean, I'm perfectly happy and actually loving the look of these. I could use this for the next, you know, all year long, and would never hesitate to use it with regards to the look. And as you can see, I can change this out, can put in, I can make this themed to a certain extent, maybe for a particular event or a particular time of year. A lot of options. So I would also, although it can be expensive, I would, if you're wanting to do creative things on your own as opposed to paying someone else to do it, Photopea is cool, but it has its limitations as well. You might want to consider investing in Photoshop. Photoshop is one of the most amazing tools that I use. Photoshop and Adobe Premiere, between those two, I get a lot of things done with regards to creativity. So if you're doing YouTube videos at any level where you want to up your game, then I would say, hey, you might be able to justify Photoshop and Adobe Premiere. There are other options out there, but I'm sold on those. I know how to use them, so that's where I'm at. I guess the one other thing I'm going to cover real quick. I'm still under the 30-minute mark, so I'm going to cover a few other things because a lot of people ask me a lot of different times. And by the way, I try not to push it so much, but if you're really interested in some of the equipment I'm using, I'd be more than happy to provide you with some links. I do use affiliate marketing to try to offset the time that I spend on sharing this information, the time that I spend, learning how to do the various different things. So it does take time. So it's helpful to support that some through affiliate commissions. So would love to be able to share with you some links, get a little bit, never is it the case that if you use an affiliate link, you're paying more, and sometimes you're actually paying less. Sometimes you're getting a little bit better deal in one way or another, whether it's a free trial that you would otherwise not get, various different things. But what I was going to say, I'll share with you a little bit about the equipment that I'm using. I've progressed from using the webcam that's on my laptop and the microphone that's on my laptop to now using a Sony ZV-1 camera, which I love. It's a mirrorless camera. It's got a flip out screen. It's got a place where I can plug in my microphone. Now you can use it with the built-in microphone, but again, audio is at least 50% of the video. So a lot of people, as they say, are willing to put up with maybe not quite as good a video quality, but they're less likely to be able to continue to watch your video if the audio is not good. So thankfully now I've been able to improve my audio, been able to improve my video. So I'm using a Deity microphone that plugs into the 3.5 millimeter jack that's on the camera, and I'm using an Elgato is the company. They've got what they call a Camlink 4K that allows me to use my Sony ZV-1 as a webcam, but of course it's going out at 1080p, which is high definition, and the quality is just night and day difference between that and the webcam. Even a 1080p or high definition webcam on a computer, or let's say a Logitech, I think 920, various different ones, those are better than your built-in camera on your laptop, but they still don't compare to like a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. So I literally researched for months, probably 3 months, looking for the best webcam for the money, one that was somewhat versatile, do video, photo, webcam, regular type videos of my kids, if you will, family, the whole thing. And I'm a Canon guy for the last probably 15 years because I started out with Canon cameras, sports photography cameras, and I love Canon photo, but I was going to go with the M50, the Canon M50, but it just had a bunch of strikes against it when it comes to live streaming. One of those is what's called a clean HDMI out. So that just means that when you're running your camera and recording, if you don't have a clean HDMI out, then you see on the screen all of those indicators that you see when you're looking at your camera as though you were recording. The record indicator, the time indicator, all those things. You can't turn those off without special software. And with that special software, it's only running through USB as opposed to HDMI. So you're losing some quality, various different things. Also, the M50, Canon M50 has a recording limit, so it's right under 30 minutes. I do go longer than 30 minutes. I can't even imagine having to literally stop recording and start again, or split my live stream up into multiple sessions. So I'm approaching 30 minutes right now. I probably won't go over 30 minutes, but I do routinely go over 30 minutes. With the Sony ZV-1, there is no record limit. It has a clean HDMI out. It will do 4K video up to 120 frames per second. So that's slow motion. At 720p, I think it'll even do 240 and even 480, I think, which is crazy. Now you can't do hour-long videos at those frame rates, but it has a lot of capability. So enough about the Sony ZV-1. I do have an external light that I'm using that's literally just bouncing off of the wall that's in front of me in my office. So that is the next step for me, is better lighting. I think this is actually pretty good given, what I have right now. Actually, if I had turned the light off, which I didn't think to do, if I went and turned the light off in my office, it would be even kind of a neater effect. Actually, matter of fact, I'll go do that here in just a second. So Sony ZV-1 camera, DD microphone. I honestly would not go with a USB microphone unless that USB microphone also had a 3mm jack or had an XLR. Now, if you go with XLR, you have to get extra equipment. So I will probably eventually get an XLR microphone as well, but you need a digital audio interface if you do that. So that's another piece of equipment. So I'm not quite there yet. So yeah, I'm gonna go turn the main light out here, and I'm gonna let you see how this light, $100 LED light, RGB, it'll go to any color in the spectrum, as well as daylight bright, 5700 Kelvin is what I've got it on right now. So hold on just a second. So I'm back, and I will pull up just myself. So this is me lit with the light in my office completely turned off. I've got the light from my laptop some, so if I go full screen, that'll probably change that a little bit. Now the light on my computer is not as bright, and the only thing that's really lighting up my face is the light that's bouncing off of the wall. Now, the other good thing about the Sony ZV-1, it has a setting that you can set on that will focus on keeping your face exposed, as good as possible. So the Sony ZV-1 also helps with regards to exposure. I've got it on full auto. I'm sure this would look even better if I had it on some manual settings. But the one other thing I'll say about the Sony ZV-1 is it also has a built-in ND filter, so that you can put in there. It goes down to, I think, an aperture of 1.8, I believe it's when it's not zoomed out. So it's a 24 to 70, I think, something along those lines is the zoom capability of the lens. So at 24, you've got a 1.8 aperture, which means you can bring in a lot of light. So it's helpful in low light situations, but the opposite is true in daylight, that a lot of light's coming in. So with that ND filter turned on, it's basically like, for those that don't know, it's basically like sunglasses, if you will, for your camera. So because you could certainly lower the ISO setting on your camera to compensate some, but then that has some adverse effects that you may not want. So enough about equipment. Just know that a lot of people are curious about what creators are using. It gives them some context. I've spent probably the last 4 months building up to where I'm at right now. I'd love to have a Sony AS3 Alpha 3, their new mirrorless camera that they came out with. It's several steps several steps better, if you will, from the Sony ZV-1. So we're not there yet, but I think this is really so much better than just using the webcam. So yeah, I'm going to sign off, and appreciate everyone spending time watching this video, either live or maybe you're watching the replay. Either way, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what questions you might have. I'm here to help and answer questions. Technology is kind of one of those things that just really interests me a lot. So, you get the benefit of that. So I'm always challenged by questions. But if you're not going live, if you're not doing video, and you have a business of any kind, if you're an entrepreneur, real estate agent, coach, consultant, maybe you're in network marketing, maybe you're a dentist, a doctor, a painter, you have a restaurant. I'm just telling you, it almost doesn't matter what you're doing. If you want to reach others, if you want to be able to expand your reach and increase your influence, you would be well served if you started doing more video. And you'll find over time, not at first, but over time, you'll find that you'll want to improve the quality of your video. I will say one other thing: if you've got any of the more modern smartphones, I can only speak for the iPhones, that is, but others as well. But the iPhones can be a great way to start out, and a lot of people do. Thing with the iPhone is the production value can only go so far. You certainly can have good quality with regards to the actual video, but to be able to run a live stream like I am through StreamYard, pulling up different overlays, showing different comments, all those kinds of things, that's kind of hard to do strictly from your phone. Now, your phone could still be your webcam, and then you could do everything from your laptop or desktop. But anyway, I'm going to sign off, and hopefully you guys will download these overlays, use them. Please let me know, come back here, comment, let me know, how much you liked them, things that you would change, things you might like for me to change. I'm more than happy to hear your thoughts, both positive and negative. Just be easy on me. Say it in the nicest possible way if you don't like them. But I hope that you've found use in those. All right. Have a great morning, evening, day, whatever time it is that you may be watching this, wherever you might be in the world. Take it easy. Bye.